guys? Opex again. So today's video, I'd like to talk about your value in relationships. Yes, this is another relationship video. If you're coming here for my rants against the government or whatever, it's not going to be this video. This is another relationship video. So I was looking at what people like in another person. What's the initial, what sparks that thought of that person being a compatible person with you? Like, you want to be with this person, well, at first I thought to myself, okay, so the original thing that when a man looks at a woman is her beauty, her sex appeal, her sexual market value as a whole. Is she worth it? Just from looking at her, not knowing who she is, nothing like that. This is the initial. And then, as a woman looking at a man, it's more or less, is he not shy? Is he not timid? Can he actually hold up a conversation? Things of that nature. You know, is he fun? Is he funny? And when I'm thinking about relationships, I know that this doesn't mean shit in a relationship, right? At the end of the day, of course, a man wants to know that he's with a beautiful woman, that he wants to end up, getting offspring with this woman, and that, the genetics and everything, there's something built in us. We want our genetics to move on with good genes. We want our genes with another pair of good genes combined. It's just something that we're wired to get. So I understand that aspect. Women looking at men in relationships at the end of the day wants to know just she's secured, she's able to hold up another conversation tomorrow and be able to talk about things, and she wants to ramble on. You're the ear that will listen and provide more conversation with. At the end of the day, these aren't solid, decent relationship things, right? This is just things that basically, these are things to initiate relationships. These aren't relationship values. And the more I've thought about this, the more I've realized that love thing, and yeah, I've actually noticed this for a little bit, but I've noticed that in really, really, really good relationships, I'm going to say it how Patrice O'Neal said it. If you're not familiar with it, he's a comedian. And maybe about 10 years ago, he said something at one of his stand-up specials or events, that the perfect relationship is when a woman loves a man, and a man likes a woman. And I thought about that. I initially was like, bullshit, and now you gotta think about it. Because he's, I look at it like, who the fuck is this guy know about relationships? Then I thought, about it, and yeah, of course that makes a lot of sense. Because in my relationship my relationships, I've noticed that women really, really like it, really love me when I like them a lot. But the second that I start loving them back, purely loving them, it doesn't work. And in my last relationship, it went on for 10 months or something, I basically didn't say I love you or anything. I said, hey, I don't love you, but when I do love you, I ain't afraid to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, I truly don't love you. I like you a lot, and she loved me, right? So she was all about me, a lot of love coming toward me, and I really liked that, and I really liked her. But I didn't love her. And the point is, we had a great relationship. And then I got pussy whipped or something, right? A few months into it, maybe 4 or 5 months into it, I started saying I love you, and she started getting all excited. Yeah, we made it to this point with you finally, kind of thing. Like, man, I've been loving you for this long, and you finally love me. I don't know. That's psychological, but at the same time, once I started loving her, she started slipping. Now, obviously, the lovey-dovey stuff started slipping for her when I started to love her. And that's natural, because love doesn't make a relationship, and it doesn't stick, and it doesn't last forever. So I've noticed that it's not the love aspect as much, but it is more or less the your value that you're bringing the other person. Are you valuable? Are you valuable enough to keep around? Are you valuable enough to make it to the next stage of having children, etc.? It's the value, it's not the love. Because if you do make it to that next step, love for your children will prevail. Because all you need to do is be able to provide value. For example, I've been increasing my sexual market value, which is vague for what women need and what women want out of men. It's companionship, security, resources, etc. As a man, as a woman, your sexual market value usually decreases when you're getting older. And it's sex appeal, it's your comfort, it's your compassion, things like that, like your motherhood traits. Are you going to be a good mother? Are you able to do things around the house without complaining? So there's a sexual market value for women and men, and they're obviously different, yin and yang. They complement each other, and at the end of the day, your children are be able to be raised properly, and you'll have a successful life and successful relationship. So I look at it as love doesn't matter. That will dwindle. You can try to keep it as long as possible, but it really doesn't matter about love at the end of the day. It's about the value you're bringing to the other person and how much you like that person. Now, I'm not going to lie. If a woman loves you, man, I love it when a woman loves me. I love it. But it doesn't make me love them. But it makes me feel good. It makes me motivated. I realize that she's bringing me value more than just love. If you love somebody, you're bringing value to that person, and you're making sure that your significant other is well off and feeling good and not depressed, and etc. And likewise, as a man, if I really, really like a woman, I'm going to make sure that she is treated well. She is in a very stable life where she doesn't have to work, she doesn't have to lift a finger unless it's providing value. I'll work, I'll do all my job, I'll do all my duties. I just want you to have a happy life because I love you, I value you. And if you're providing value for me and I'm providing value for you, then what's the sense of leaving that? Because your love's going to dwindle with the next person anyways. And Johnny Depp said something pretty smart even for him. Well, I said even for him, I meant pretty much I don't think he's a very smart fellow, but I believe he has above average IQ. Anyways, he said, if you're going to leave, if you're going to sleep with another person, now this isn't verbatim. If you sleep with another person, you better stick with that other person. Don't go back to who you were with. Because if you like the person you were with, you wouldn't have slept with the other person. You might as well stay with that person, because what you're doing is you're thinking you're upgrading. Like, this person wasn't good enough, so I needed a better person, etc. Like, that can go in many different cases, but the point to that is, if somebody's providing you value, very good value, you're not going to be able to go off and do things like that, like cheat or whatever, like to destroy your relationship. You're not going to do those things because you have something of value, and that value really could be the guy who, for example, I also thought about this as well. I hate switching things around and stuff and never staying directly on content. My mind is vast. But anyways, I was thinking about if, as a man, when you're speaking in front of a camera, let's say, and you're able to talk and bring value, whether it's on YouTube, and you can bring value on YouTube, you can provide conversation. Like, I can talk all day without interruption, without having to have a back and forth conversation. I can talk all day, and that's clear. So I have tons of content. I can have so many conversations with women to many different levels. I can make her laugh. I can do all types of things. But at the end of the day, that isn't making a relationship. Being able to provide joy through conversations, or talk about real shit, or things that expand her mind or help her out, etc. That really doesn't matter. And there are men out there who probably couldn't just talk in front of a camera and be like, this is boring or whatever. But it's like the same thing. Talking in front of the camera or talking with a woman one-on-one. It's like the same thing. But if you can't talk to the camera one-on-one, it doesn't mean that you can't talk to a woman or a significant other one-on-one. Because you're actually having consciousness interact with you. And that's a very great quality. However, that kind of lacks from within. And if within, you can come up with all types of ideas and all types of things that you can just talk and talk and talk about, you'll never run out of content, because you can always provide some sort of content for conversations, new startups, curiosity, things that help you out in your curious nature. And you can provide that for another person. So, at the same time, then you have the people that can't do these things, but they can talk to you one-on-one, but it's at situational levels. It's at like a television type level. Like, you see a television show, and then you repeat what you saw in that television show, and you're able to talk about this television show with another person. It's definitely lower IQ stuff, but this repeating thing, it's not valuable in the long run, because you constantly need new information with your TV shows. How's the weather? Well, let me look at Google, and the weather's going to be 70 on Friday. You want to go fishing? It's just boring shit. And doesn't mean... So the point is I'm trying to get at is that people like me who can talk like this for hours need somebody that can do it as well. Because if you can't communicate and talk and talk and talk, if you can't do this, we're not going to be comfortable together. And if you're one of those type of people that need to talk about television shows or what movie you saw or how the sports team did, the coach of the Patriots should have done this. Fuck off with that shit. I don't want to talk to you if you talk like that. And I could not be in a relationship like that. Even if it's just a friendly relationship, not as a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. I can't do that. And I know a lot of other people can't put up with that shit either. Now, of course, when you're dealing with... so the point is that I was trying to get at was, if you're one of those people that need content to talk about because you have nothing twirling around in your head, then go for other people like that. Don't try to find the person who can talk and talk and talk. Because that person, it depends, because there's an IQ difference, and I'm going to get to that. But the people that can talk and talk and talk, it doesn't matter if you're an introvert or whatever. It doesn't matter. If you can talk and you can have your motor running and such, stick with those type of people, because you're going to be very disappointed when your loved one doesn't have content, real content, and vice versa. So you're the person who saw The Walking Dead, and that's your conversation for the week, which is pretty fucking lame to me. No offense if it's you. I just couldn't deal with it. But if you're one of those people, look for somebody else around that level. Secondly, because this is critical for communication. If you're not on the same level, then get out of here. You're not worth our time. Even if you're the talker or the introvert kind of, not much content stuff. Not trying to, I'm just saying there's two different levels, and stick with your level. Second, there's IQ. And in IQ, you realize that how you're able to fabricate your awareness and intelligence in the real world has to be together with itself. I said that terribly. What I mean is, higher IQ needs to be around higher IQ, lower IQ needs to be around lower IQ. And in the dating realm, we just find, like, look at it like this. Like, the dating world online, right? You go to plentyoffish.com, which I was on like 4 or 5 years ago. I only went on 1 or 2 dates out of it, and it was terrible. Because when you're typing, it sounds all dandy. It sounds very dandy. Like, oh, this person has the same likes and the same interests, and blah, blah, blah. But until you actually go and talk to them, you're going to be amazed that there's so much really different. Like, she can't keep up with me. You know what I mean? I'm way too out there for her. Where she's the type of person that's probably lower IQ. And there's Stefan Molyneux has a really great, he has great content. I almost seen like almost all his videos for like the last 3 years, but he talks about the IQ difference between genders. So, generally speaking, and I know this is true, you just look out into reality and you do your own observations, experiments, etc., you'll come to the same exact conclusions. This is real. This is facts. Women generally stay on around an average IQ level. Doesn't matter about your race. It's the average for your race. So if you're lower IQ, let's say sub-Saharan African, you're an average of 75 IQ, let's say. The woman would generally be around 75 IQ. Men would be, there's a curve. There's really, really smart men, which would be way above average for sub-Saharan African, which might be like 85. Then there's lower IQ sub-Saharan African, which is 65. You know what I mean? So this is a good example. Men can either be much dumber than women or much smarter than women. That's why it's very rare that you see a genius woman. Are there higher IQ women than men? Obviously, that's what I'm trying to get at. But women generally stay on that line of average IQ. It's a social construct which evolved over years to be about the same wavelength as society. It's a evolutionary thing. So if a woman, let's say in the white race, an average white race, what the fuck is that? European Caucasians, right? I don't know what the politically correct shit is, so chill on that. But white men would be around or white people as a race would be an average about 100, 105. Average IQ. And women would be right there, 103 IQ. And it wouldn't be abnormal if she went maybe up to 10 or 10 more or 10 less, but not much more than that. Because they stay in that same range. Men might be a lot higher, might be a lot lower. So let's look at it at the dating scene. Me, I don't know what my IQ is, so I can't be objectively like this is it, but I have high levels of awareness. And awareness is a link to IQ. I'm not that book smart, and I have issues with my speechcraft. It's not the best speechcraft. I can use different words. I forget what I'm thinking at times. I must have smoked a little bit too much ganja in my teenage days, but at the same time, I know I'm higher IQ. I mean, this is not me saying I'm better than anybody else. I am higher IQ than the average of my race and my gender. Definitely of higher IQ. I'm not a genius level, but I'm up there. And so an average woman would be about 20 IQ points lower than me. So it's going to be very tough to find each other, right? It's going to be very tough because you need to be around the same IQ to have the same type of communication, the same, like, if I was 100 IQ, I was an average intelligence, I would be right there picking up women. Maybe if I was a little bit more, like 5, maybe 10 points ahead of women, I can still be in the ballpark of having successful relationships. However, my problem is there's not women around my IQ level. Now, the same goes for dumber guys. You know, when you're just dumber than a box of rocks, you need to find another woman that's lower intelligence. So if you're a white man and if average for your race is about 100 and you're down at 85 IQ, well, it's going to be tough to find a woman because women generally stick around 100. So they have an equally hard time finding compatibility. Now, women generally find the straight across the board in intelligence, not brainiac stuff. You're nerdy. Not crazy like me, where I'm thinking totally outside of society standards. So, of course, you know, my level is just way too far for these women. So, in order for me to be successful in in my relationships, the point is to find somebody around your IQ level. Now, I'm not saying when you're looking for girls, like, oh, so what's your IQ? Like, your first thing you talk about. No. But you can definitely see if she wants to talk. Women generally are talkers, and they generally want guys who know how to talk, generally. I have known women that really, really do prefer men to just sit on the couch and not say anything and just do their part, which is really weird, and I would never date a woman like that. But find somebody around your same IQ. Also find somebody that can be around your talking habits. It's not the same things in common. That doesn't even matter, because if you can communicate, you can get on the same page. If you have a lack of communication, you cannot get on the same page. Jeez, I'm already over 20 minutes. Fuck. Alright, so I guess I'm going to keep this short. I could talk about a lot of things about this, but I think that's enough for this relationship video. I also have a funny video coming up. I can't wait to show you guys. I'm still creating it, and I haven't even gotten to editing it. So there's a really funny video coming. A lot of you won't like it, actually. Maybe you will. It's goofy funny. But I think you guys will like that, and stay tuned for that. That might not be my next video, but it's definitely coming within the week. So definitely check that out. And if you want me to talk about something that you want me to talk about, or you have any questions and you want me to spend 20 minutes answering it, let me know. I'm also considering Skype, so or some sort of way where I can take call-ins kind of thing, whether it's internet call-ins or if it's actual like phone, like talking to somebody, and put it on there. Like, I'm thinking of new ideas. Try to get some sort of I think they'll bring more, I don't know, excitement or something. So let me know about like future content you want me to see or want to see from me, because I can definitely provide. If you want me to talk about conspiracy shit, you know, how about that fluoride in the water? You know, I don't know. If you want me to go that route, if you want me to do anything, let me know. This is for the subscribers, and you know, my Mind of Opex thing is happening. So let me know. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys soon.